Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a game pack challenge speed build. So if you haven't seen any of my other game pack challenges, this is a challenge where I'm only going to be using items from a certain game pack to build a house or create a sim. This challenge is going to be the Get Together game pack. I already did a create a sim for that, so the link for that video will be down below in the description. But today we're building a house. So let me tell you, it has been a while since I've recorded a voiceover. It's not been a while since a video came up because all of the videos you've seen before this were pre-recorded. Now this one is sort of pre-recorded because I want to stay a couple of days ahead, especially because I'm uploading every single day. So that takes a little bit of planning. I can't just record on that day and then upload it straight away, but the other videos were recorded I think almost 2 months ago. My first video was recorded I think in July? Yeah, probably July. So for me it has been over a month since I've recorded a video, a voiceover. Okay, so you just saw me making the floor plan for this build and also putting on the wallpaper. I made a couple of jumps because I struggled with making this build look interesting because I didn't want to have a square. I wanted to have an interesting shape but still look small and cozy, because that's sort of what the Get Together houses look like to me. Cozy. What's the name for it? It has like a specific style, but I don't know the name for it. If you do know, let me know in the comments. Oh, and I completely forgot to tell you, this is only going to be the exterior. This is part 1 of the build. The second part will be coming up in a few days, where I'll be doing the interior. I was planning on doing this all in one go, but it ended up taking a pretty long time for me to do the outside, so I had to cut it up in 2 parts, otherwise this video would have been like half an hour long, and I think that's just a little too long for a speed build. So if you haven't seen my earlier videos, you probably don't know why I took a break, I guess, for more than a month, and that's because I went on a holiday to America. We did like a great tour of America. We went to New York and Florida to Disney World and all of that, and we then did a West Coast road trip, and I will tell you more about that, but I'm thinking of doing a series specifically about that, so I won't tell you too much, but that's why I was gone for such a long time. I hope I'm still sort of okay at doing these voiceovers. I know I improved a lot. When I got back, I uploaded my first video. I was actually planning on uploading while I was away, but I kind of wanted to monitor it, be sure if something went wrong I could change it and all of that, so I waited until I got back and then I uploaded my first video. But I've noticed that I've grown a lot, especially in my English and the way I speak. I don't have to stop recording that often because I mess up or anything, and if I mess up I know how to deal with it. I know how to move on. I just, like in the beginning when I messed up I just stopped talking. A little while ago I actually messed up and I continued the voiceover, but when I messed up in the earlier days, I guess, I just stopped. I froze and I didn't know what to do, and now I know how to move on from that, I guess. So, well, I mean, now I'm talking, I sort of feel how it used to be. I don't think I forgot what I learned yet, so that's good. So you just saw me building the porch areas, I guess. There's this bit that doesn't have a, what's it called, like a room underneath it, on the upper floor. I think that's very interesting, and it's held up by pillars. But I put a porch underneath it because otherwise the pillars wouldn't reach, and also because it just looks interesting and cool, I think, at least. Get Together, this wasn't that much of a challenge because Get Together has a lot of new items, because it didn't just come with a new way to play the game, it also came with a new world and a new style of house. So they had to put in a lot of items to actually match that style. So this really wasn't that much of a challenge. I only used, there's a rule that I forgot to tell you. There's one rule: if there isn't any item for Get Together in a specific category that I really want to use, then I can choose the cheapest item that isn't from Get Together. So what's pretty funny is that I cut it out so you didn't see it, but I just paused for, I don't know, a couple of minutes, like not sped up, a couple of minutes, because I forgot how to put in cheats. I didn't know how to open the window. I didn't know the BB move objects thing anymore. I didn't know where the space is in testing cheats through. And that's ridiculous to me because that's like second nature. That used to be second nature, but now apparently after a month you kind of forget, so I had to Google it. And that has never happened to me before, so that's pretty interesting. It really shows how long I didn't play the Sims for. And I just put in those balcony things that are in the pack, and I really like those, and I wanted to put them over the door. There's this like area where you can actually stand, but it didn't fit, and I thought it would look nice if they were actually up there. And I also really like the vines on the wall sort of thing, especially because I don't really like the wallpaper that much. I never know how to... It's like a balance between using the same thing so it looks put together, but not only using the same thing, because then it looks boring. But if you cover it with vines all the way around, it doesn't look boring, and you sort of make sure you don't have that problem anymore. So this room on an angle that I'm working on now is actually supposed to be a garage sort of thing, storage and garage. And I put in these glass doors and I overlapped them, but we remove objects on, otherwise you wouldn't be able to do that. But I'm not sure if they're functional anymore, so I have to test that out, and if they're not, I'll keep them in because they look nice, but I'll put in a door on the other porch there on the side, so you can actually get into that room. Because inside it's a pretty hard thing, because that area that's connected to it is supposed to be a bathroom, and I think it's pretty weird to have like an extra door on the back of a bathroom to lead into your garage. And you have to walk through that all of the time to actually get into the garage. That's a strange thing. So I'm working on the roofing. I think the roofing of this build really worked out well. I'm not really that good at doing roofs, so I was pretty happy with that. I really like the curved ones on the front. I think that looks so cute. And then there's these angles that I had to fill in. But I think that worked out pretty well. Sorry, I just moved away from my microphone, not realizing. So I'm really happy with that. I'm pretty happy with this house. I think it looks really nice. I think that's mostly because I actually put a lot of time in it. And I also didn't play The Sims for a long time, which can be good because then you don't repeat the same thing over and over and over, I guess. You then kind of get the opportunity to have like a new wave of inspiration and all of that. So yeah, and this style is pretty easy to work in because I don't know, the style in itself just looks really cute and really cozy and all of that, and that's what I like in houses. And I just love the plants going up the sides of the walls and all of those flowers. That's just... I just cheated myself by having a lot of money, putting in a lot of money. So that's why I got the achievements, but that's not really how it works. That's not how you're supposed to do it. I really like this house. I don't know if I'm allowed. It sort of feels arrogant to like your own stuff a lot. That's just, I don't think that should be the way, because it's good to celebrate your own successes, I guess. Not that this is like the best success in my life. It's not like I'm going to look back at this and be like, oh, that's the best moment in my life, building this particular house in The Sims when I was 18 years old. No, but yeah, I think it's good to celebrate your successes and things you like. So all that's left to do now is work on the windows and the plants up the wall and all of that, continuing that stuff. I really wanted to make the house itself look very interesting because it actually, well, I guess there's not a lot of plants and things for the garden itself. I really had to improvise with that, and it's pretty empty how it turned out because there wasn't a lot of option. So I really wanted to make the house itself look interesting enough so it wouldn't look empty. It wouldn't look boring. So I worked on that. More plants, all the plants. I was wondering if it was too much, but I think I don't know who it was, but one of the other Sims YouTubers, might be like Hatsy or I don't know, Fixella, Little Simsy, I don't know. One of those talked about if you feel like you might be doing too much of something, you can better do too much at first and then remove at the end if you think it's too much at that point. Because, you know, it never hurts to try something, I guess. So I sort of went with that philosophy. I'm also painting the floor now. I also really like the floor paint. Wow. The floor paint that this game pack got with. I don't know, it looks really interesting and nice. I also was surprised that when I put the other table over the existing table, like without the umbrella thing, I don't know what it's called, it actually replaced it, and I don't know if that happens with all. Oh, it might be because I have BB move objects on and now there's two of them overlapping. So the fountains actually had a lot of items. I'm glad I looked in there because that's like the only plant options we had, besides from all the plants up the wall, of course. We had these lights and these plants, so I just put those in like it was a sort of like hedge thing, but then in the water, I guess. I don't know. And we had these beautiful like pre-made fountains. I couldn't use those, but I wanted to try to see how it looks and see if I got away with it, but no, I couldn't because they weren't in the game pack. So I put in this fountain because it takes up a lot of space and it looks nice. So, and I put in a stone floor paint thing. And then I chose the cheapest tree. This one isn't from the game pack, but it's the cheapest and there weren't any other options, so I was allowed to pick that one. And I thought it looked nice just to have something to fill up the garden, I guess. Because there aren't any plants either, like no flowers, nothing. So I really had to work with what I got. I painted the outside of the garage, sort of like a car could ride into it, which is not true because there's like this little bump that a car wouldn't go over and the doors wouldn't open far enough, and there aren't any cars in The Sims. That's probably a big reason why that wouldn't work. But like in theory, let's say this house was real, this wouldn't work. There would have to be a ramp and a door that would actually go open all the way and all of that. So, and I don't think glass would be a very wise idea. Just displaying your car. Still my car. Here it is. And also because, you know, if you back up a little and you accidentally hit it, it could break and all of that. That wouldn't, nope, a bad idea. No. And I wanted to make a sort of greenhouse thing with the glass ceiling, but the plants also weren't part of this game pack, so I couldn't do that. I obviously could have put it in and then just planted some of the real plants just in the ground, just harvest something and plant it. And here I'm making a little walkway, I guess, with those fine wooden things that I don't know the name of. I used these in my dragon speed build the other day and I really like that one. Link will be in the description. So guys, that sort of wraps up this speed build today. The second part will be coming up in a few days. I'm finishing up the garden, so you will see that as I wrap up this video. Tell me what you want to see on this channel. Tell me if you're interested in hearing about my stories of my holiday, my vacation, my big trip to the other side of the world, for me at least. Tell me if you're interested in that. I'm thinking of like building the hotels we stayed at and sort of talking about the area and what we did. All of that, so tell me if you're interested in that. Also tell me what you did in this summer holiday. I know it's coming to an end. For some people it already ended, so tell me what you did in your summer holiday. Tell me your adventures and all the fun things, and I will see you guys soon. Goodbye!